Hey everyone, quick video today. Got my Deutz Vanguard mower in the shop. uh, Not a lot of info out there on these mowers. Parts are kind of tough to find, so I thought I'd throw this video out here, hoping that maybe somewhere along the line that this probably helps somebody. Just have to mind the little rooster. He's kind of making a bunch of racket. Anyway, so this is a Deutz Allis Vanguard. I think the model number is a FC1242H. So that's forward control, 12 horse, 42-inch cut hydrostatic. It's a rear wheel steer, and then the front mount mower deck. And the nice thing with this is when you have the deck lifted up, the front of the deck is like, I don't know, something like 8 or 10 inches off the ground. So it works really nice for spots we don't use this to cut all the grass. We got a different rider for that. This one does a lot of trimming around my pens or in the pens, anything that's got weed overgrowth, just because of the real high clearance of the deck and then the fact that it's out front. So you get everything trimmed off nicely. You don't push any of the weeds down with the tires and not get everything cut. I suppose since somebody's got to make all the little racket, there's Mr. Goldie. Got to make sure he's heard. So anyway, so they had a couple different kinds of this. A Simplicity Sunrunner is the same thing. And also this is the early version with the cable steering. So on the back end, there's cables both sides, and that's what controls the steering. So when you turn the wheel, it slacks one side and pulls the other. And then I guess it ain't gonna show up, but there it is. They are connected each side with a bar. And yeah, so there's a little pulley on the bottom of the steering shaft. And the cables just wrap around that, and then as you steer. The steering cables for this thing, this is kind of one of the issues that maybe why they aren't very popular, because when this cable steering goes bad, it's extremely expensive. For as old of a mower as it is, it's a nice mower. I think it's worth fixing, but one cable was good, the other one broke. So they got this little nub on the end of the cable that hooks into the pulley on the front side. And then on the back end, it's threaded so you can adjust it. But just one of those cables is $150. That was the cheapest I found it off of eBay. So what I did, I'm not 100% sure on how the longevity of this is going to be, but what I did was I just got regular 1/8 inch braided steel cable. I did non-coated because I wasn't for sure how much room I had inside the cable housing. And actually this 1/8 inch cable threaded through just fine. I just cut the end off with a grinder, and that the cable didn't unravel, and just threaded her right in just fine. So I don't know if a guy would spend a little extra time and find some clothesline cable that's got the coating on it, maybe that'll make it last longer. I don't know. And then what I did to duplicate the nub on the end here is I just got these cable clamps and stops for a garage door. I didn't quite know how well this was going to work, but they got just these aluminum stops. Just thread the cable through, and I just smashed it with a hammer, and it actually sits in the groove in that pulley just fine. And then for the clevis, I just bought a regular, it's a 1/4-inch hole in the end here, and then, you know, 7/16 hex size wrench for nuts. And then the one just sits in here just right, it holds it tight, and then so then you could adjust this if really need be. But what I did was I just looped the cable through it and pulled it as tight as I could, tightened it down, and then steered it a few times, and then it was just a little loose, so then I tightened it, pulled it tight, and did it some more. I think if would have been better if I had this threaded out a little bit, pulled it tight, and then I could just sucked it in with this. But I mean, technically that wouldn't have worked because the eyelet would have been spinning. But then I put the boot on too, just to, it's not on here very good. I mean, it moves on this end, but at least it'll keep dirt out of here, hopefully. So I just got to cut off this access and we're ready to start cutting again. So hopefully somewhere along the line it helps somebody out. I know when I looked on YouTube for stuff on this, just out of curiosity's sake, there really wasn't a whole lot out there. But I got 2 of these, and the other one I haven't fixed yet. It's something that's been sitting around a long while, just hasn't been used, but I'm sure it can get up and going. And the nice thing with that one is it's a later model with linkage steering. So instead of the dual cables in the back, it's just got a linkage rod that runs from front to back. So then they eliminated the steering cable problem. And then one thing that's cool about these is, so this is the stake bed. So I could make a little stake sides to put in on that little bed. I mean, I don't know, there'd be a lot of use to it or not, but it'd be kind of neat. That other one that I have actually has a steel dump bed on it, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed my farmer fix. Maybe down the line I'll do another video on it in operation, and we'll see. Once maybe that repair don't last very long, maybe it lasts a long while. I guess we'll see. Have a good one, folks.